Good morning, Miss Viviana. I like the way you're always early. All right, let's get the second camera happening. Very good. Good morning, Ursula, Luciana. Let me just make that second camera up here. I hope you guys are ready to move and have some fun today. Today's going to be fun, unlike all the other days. Sorry, I think that joke's funny. It might not be funny. You know, you can't laugh at yourself. What's the fun of it if you can't laugh at yourself? Good morning, my dears. How are you? I'm already sweaty and ready to move. Okay, so any pose requests? If you have any pose requests, go ahead and put them in the chat. Find the chat, my loves. Welcome, welcome. We have a full class this morning. So I do recommend that you make it so that you have, like, you click on gallery view so you can see my body from the side and the front, because I will be demonstrating different things from different directions. All of the lenses being cleaned. We must have a clean vision. All right, good morning, Anais, Kiana. Hello, hello, Brian. You're here for the core, and you're gonna get so much more. I know why you come, but today we have a very fun class planned. So this is, we're in the middle of a 200-hour teacher training. So what I do is I teach some new stuff to the students, and then I put them in the class so they see how it plays out. And today, you guys are going to get to experience some pranayamas in practice and some cool new movements for the arms. So you turned up for a lucky day. Good morning, Melanie. Tara, hello. Welcome, welcome. Gonna have a fun class today. Now, I do recommend, if you have yoga blocks, that you have them handy. Of course, they're not required, just suggested. Everything's kind of offered with variations that work for everybody. 2 more minutes till the countdown, guys. 2 more minutes. What do you guys think of my background? Because I'm like redecorating everything. Like, do you like the 2 plants? It's like I feel like I'm between 2 ferns. Do we like the plants? And how about this very sassy curtain? What do you guys think? I'm in the country. It's a farmhouse. I'm trying to keep the decor kind of farmhouse fun, but I'm gonna be sassing it up. You like the plants? Okay, good. I'm thinking of just like we have our Buddha head here, just so that we know we're spiritual. Good morning, Nikki Glick. The rustic look. Yeah, it's got this rustic look, you know, because this house that I'm in is built in the 1820s. And I mean, I love it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place. But it's got a certain decor. So it's like, I need to consult with my Peruvians because they're so stylish. Good morning, Manuela. Hello, hello. We are going to start seated. Jessica, why would you not do this class because of backbending core? Hi, Manuela. Yeah, what I would recommend, so Andrea's also been doing this class, is I'll offer modifications for the backbending, and for things like wherever we come onto the ground, you're always going to be on one side or the other. And just skip, because it's important that you actually see the class. There's a lot that you can do, and you might want to replace upward dog with Anahatasana, Okay, so when in doubt, just skip a pose, but a lot of it will be fine for you, and just no real deep back bending. But I always offer a modification for back bends that just kind of have to do with core engagement, and then always following the rule of not to do it too intense. All right, guys, you ready to begin? We are going to start seated. Okay, so start seated in upright position. I want you to open your mouth nice and wide, like wide enough that you could fit 3 fingers. And you're going to begin by taking some deep inhalations and exhalations. So this is going to clear out your lungs. We're not going to do it too long, and it's possible you'll get a little lightheaded because we're changing the gas exchange. So open your mouth nice and wide, and forceful inhale, forceful exhale, clear out your lungs. With your next inhale, just take your arms over your head and hold your breath for a moment. And exhale, release. For our next breath practice, I want you to inhale, fill your lungs with air, and you're going to make little fists and use this to stimulate your rib cage. Don't hit your belly and your boobs, that's up to you. Make little fists, inhale fully. Hold the breath, so you're clearing out the lungs and you're just stimulating, getting any kind of stuff off the lungs. Tap, 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 front and back body, hold the breath. And exhale, release. Very good. So just notice the sensation. So this is going to make you feel very awake, and it's also going to help to clear the lungs. Okay, next, I want you to bring your hands up like this. So you're making a cactus position. Now, if we're going to be really clear, make sure that it's not like this, less than 90 degrees. Make it a little greater than 90 degrees. Now, I want you to draw your elbows back and try to touch them together behind your back. You're going to feel that you're over contracting the muscles on your back body, and that's what I want. Squeeze back. Squeeze your elbows back as much as you can. Squeeze back. And as you're doing this, breathe easy, long, easy breaths. Squeeze back. Close your mouth. Breathe through your nose. Squeeze back, squeeze back, squeeze back, squeeze back. Excellent. Return to center. Now I want you to take your hands down. So here we have this same cactus position but reversed, and you feel how your shoulders want to round. So don't round, sit up, push your hands back, and same thing, try to touch your elbows behind your back. It's going to feel kind of awkward. Over contract those muscles and regulate your breathing. Take your elbows back, turn your hands back, squeeze back. I know your arms are getting tired. I know it. Excellent. Return to center. Oh, shake it out and just notice the aliveness that you're already feeling. Good. Relax your hands down and just see that you built some heat in your shoulders. We've worked with 2 directions of mobility. Awesome. Inhale your lungs fully again. I want you to fill them all the way up with air and hold your breath. Inhale fully. Take your palms like this. Stimulate respiration. Excellent. Exhale, release the arms down. I want you to notice step by step how this part of you is becoming more alive. Feel free to use this as a warm-up in the morning with your coffee. Next, I want you to hook your thumbs together just like this, and then extend your arms up. Now, if they're here in front of your face, it's not a problem, but I want you to lock your elbows. And then just do your best to take your arms back as much as you can and hold. Your thumbs are hooked together. Hold. It's not supposed to be easy. And then once you've found the position, I want you to lean to one side and then the other. Side to side. So we're creating some space in the shoulders. Keep your arms straight. Even if they're in front of your face, keep your elbows locked. Notice how you're already building heat in the body. Side to side. Side to side. Excellent. Come back to center. Take your hands back, reach back, inhale fully and hold the breath and look up. And exhale, release. Very good. We have one more preparatory pranayama. So I want you to take your hands like little tiger's claws. Inhale, fully hold your breath, full of air. Tiger's claws, inhale fully. Hold the inhale. Stimulate your rib cage, stimulate your lungs. You're gonna need it for today. Wake up. Excellent. And release. Good. So notice how your arms, your shoulders, everything feels with that little warm up. And then you're sitting on your mat. I want you to cross your ankles like this. So see that you can have your ankles crossed out far in front of you, or you can draw them in close to your sits bones and squeeze the knees together. So I want you to draw them in close to your sits bones and then take your arms out like this. Now, if this is challenging or it feels uncomfortable in your lower back, you can take your hands behind. And this is the version you would use, Jessica. Take your hands behind, so it's gentle, and you can always skip this. The rest of you, I want you to work. And what I recommend you do here is you start to make your breath slower, cross your ankles the other side. As soon as this becomes hard to you, make the conscious choice to slow down your breathing. You will actually get a better exchange of oxygen and CO2. Hold the position. Excellent. Place both your feet on the mat. Sweep your hands behind you with the fingers facing forward and pick up your hips. Press them towards the sky and let yourself move forward and back. This is a slight back bend of the shoulder joint. So you're just stretching it a little bit and you're stretching the wrists. Excellent. Lower down, hips come onto the mat. And I want you to hook your elbows around both your knees and use this as a method to straighten the spine. So you get your spine nice and upright. Now, in this upright position, find your lower belly and engage it. You can skip this, Jessica, or you can do it. It depends on how you feel. Extend your left leg forward and your left arm forward. You may keep your right elbow hooked around your right knee if you like, or bring it parallel. Begin to lower the leg up and down. Keep the knee totally locked and straight. 2, we're going to 10. 3, excellent. 4, 5. I recommend you decide that you really like this and you slow down your breath and you'll see it'll get much, much easier. 8, 9, excellent. And 10, all the way up. Hold, hold, hold. Now lower your left leg all the way down so the left leg is straight, and I want you to point the toes like a ballerina. The right foot is on the ground below your knee. Take your hands behind you with your toes pointed. Push with the right foot, lift your hips up. Try to get your left toe tips on the mat. Excellent. Slowly, slowly lower down. Good. Before we do the other side, take your right foot and cross your left leg. Jessica, you go the opposite way with the twist. Take your left hand, grab your right knee, and begin to twist. Now, if you want to be better at the twist, flip your left hand so the left thumb faces down and use the pushing force from the back of your arm to twist towards your right side. Regulate your breath. Keep your feet alive. Keep trying to create as much space in the spine as you can. Excellent. Return back to center. Pick your legs up, hook your elbows around your knees, and take a moment to calibrate the spine and engage your core. So get your spine as upright as possible. And the other side. Now we hook the left knee inside the left elbow. You extend your right leg up. And the most important thing is not how high you get this leg, but it's that you get it straight and you feel in your right foot that you're pushing against something. Excellent. You can keep the left elbow hooked as you wish and begin slow and steady. Try to avoid any jerky movements. Meditate that leg up and down. That's 2. Hint of a smile. 3. Make your breath longer, slower. You think that you'll have less energy, but you actually have more. I think that's 6. As you know, I usually lose track. 7, slow and steady. 8, excellent. 9, and 10. All the way up, squeeze, squeeze, extend. And then lower your right leg down. And I want you to point the toes on the right foot. Place your left foot below the right knee. Take your hands behind you and push your hips up. Try to touch your right toe tips to the ground. Try. Push with your left leg. Try. Excellent. Lower down. Take your left foot. Cross it over. Jessica, you'll twist the opposite way. Everybody else, extend your right hand forward. Make contact with the leg and begin to twist towards your left side. Keep trying to float your chest up, creating as much space as possible. Excellent. Return back to center. Uncross your legs. Go ahead and draw your knees in. Draw your knees in, touch your feet together. So feet are off the mat, not a super strong position. And see if you can close the gap with your knees. Now we're going to move with this a couple of times so you can have your arms up on the ground or behind you as you wish. I want you to open your knees out and then close them and see that I keep my feet together. Open out. You can even bring your foot palms together to touch and knees together. Keep squeezing your lower belly. Jessica, you can skip this or do it as you wish. It's up to you. It depends on how it feels. Open and close. So you're warming up hip mobility here. Open and close. This is an external rotation of your hip joint and close. 2 more times, guys. Don't get lazy. Regulate your breath. Open and close. 1 more time. Open and close. Amazing. Cross your ankles. Go ahead and roll forward, coming onto all fours. Good morning, my dears. Okay. So you have your hands on all fours. Take your right hand and turn it back so the fingers face back. Spread the fingers and press into the mat. Begin to shift forward and back. Say good morning, right wrist. Now notice what's happening in this elbow. If it's bent, I want you to try to roll it in and back. And you can even manually adjust so you get this eye of the elbow forward. Regulate your breath. Excellent. Return the right hand, left hand, fingers face back. Spread the fingers, press into the mat. Move forward and back, waking up that wrist. And again, make the correction in the elbow and try to get the eye of the elbow facing forward. Okay, my loves. Flip your palms, turn the hands back around. So now you bring your pinkies together and your bottom of your palm, the bottom of your palm is on the ground, and just lean back. If you've been practicing for a while and your wrists are pretty open, you can, of course, push back into a downward dog version. So you decide, don't break your hands off. You're probably going to need them for the rest of the practice. Excellent, excellent. And let's have a little bit more fun than we normally do. I want you to keep that hand position and just walk your hands wide. So the hands are still facing back. Pick up your fingertips slightly. It'll seem like they don't come off the ground, but just pick them up slightly. And then I want you to tuck your tailbone. Then move forward, forward, forward to the top of the push-up. Hold, so tuck your tailbone. You're engaging your core here. And just bend a little bit. Keep your core active. Don't let this happen. Tuck, bend, bend, tuck, and back up. Good. Lean back, stretch your wrists. We're going to do that 2 more times, guys. Of course, if it's too intense for you, you can skip it or put the hands in a normal position. Tuck, engage your core. Shift forward, elbows bend in, lower down just halfway, and back up. Awesome sauce. Come back, stretch your wrists, and 3rd time, tuck, Really exaggerate it. Get this tucking. And you see as I shift forward the tuck, that engagement becomes one line. Lower down, all the way onto the ground. Turn your hands the other way, so now your fingers face forward. Now remember that activity where we squeeze the elbows together? I want you to do that right here. You're going to skip this, Jessica. Squeeze, pick up your feet, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So you're squeezing the whole back body. It's super active. And you can pick your feet up if you want to have even more fun. And then if you would like, bring your feet down and rise up into Cobra or Upward Dog, and let yourself shift a little bit from side to side. Excellent. And then I want you to tuck your tailbone. So see, as I do this transition, it's slow, and I engage my lower belly, rising all the way up. Then you're going to take your arms and slide them out in front of you, either bringing your forehead to the mat or your chest and chin. Up to you. Up to you. The most important thing in this pose is that you keep your arms straight and you reach. It's not about how low you go. It's about that extension, that extending of the arms forward. Excellent. Then you're going to crawl forward and bring your elbows onto the mat. Hello. I'm here for my close-up. Bring your elbows onto the mat, and I want you to walk them a little bit more narrow than your shoulders. Okay, for those of you who are already professional teachers, start adding this to your classes. It'll really help your students. Okay, so from this position with the elbows like this, I want you to tuck your tailbone and just lift the hips a little bit off the mat. So it's not this, that's too high. Stay low and really contract the lower belly. This is the correct lordotic curve, which tends to be exaggerated in a lot of people nowadays because they have a weak lower belly. Stay in the pose, guys. Let yourself shake. It's not supposed to be easy. Lower down, side to side a little bit. Now we're going to take that for a walk. So watch. Tuck and lift, same position. Now you're up like this. I want you to take your right hand, replace your left elbow so you're still up. Pick up your hips and just turn to your side. You can do it. Squeeze the belly. You're just lifting the hips up. Foundation is here. Get strong. Squeeze the belly. Now I want you to take that left hand and place the left forearm in front of the right and switch through. Reach out. Now for those of you who are in the teacher training, I hope you noticed that that was an asymmetrical krama. In other words, it's not symmetrical, which means we repeat it again on the other side. Excellent. Lower the hips down. Return back to center. Okay. A little bit side to side. Third round, we're going to repeat the same thing except reverse the order. So elbows come close, palms go down, tuck and lift. Here's your first position. Traction forward, get strong. Like it. And then take your left hand to the right elbow, pick up and turn your body, stack your hips, stack your legs, stack your feet, and then lift your right arm up. Get strong in the shoulder, get strong in the right core. And then switch, take your right arm in front of your left, reposition your feet, you can do it, and lift up, extend, get strong. Excellent, and slowly lowering down. Very nice, my darlings. Okay, now I know you're all sweaty, or at least I hope so. Take your arms into Cactus Pose. So this is a 90-degree angle. Excellent. Find your left hand and spot your left elbow and replace your left elbow with your left hand. Then rotate the left hand so the fingers face away from you and begin to roll onto your right side. Then you can relax your head. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is what's happening here in this left shoulder. See if you can push it and stack it on top of the right, moving deeper into the pose. Now I want you to widen your nostrils, the base of your nose, widen them And begin to inhale and exhale a larger volume of air slowly. Just see if you can increase the volume of your air, slowly drawing it in. Amazing. Roll back onto your belly. And now I want you to take both of your hands. With the hands, see how they're off the mat? You want a wide, wide, wide stance for this. Remember your tailbone tuck that we just learned. Push your elbows forward and rise up. Spider push-ups. Now, as you're doing this, exaggerate the movement of your shoulder blades. So here when I come down, I'm really squeezing them together. And here when I go up, I'm really pulling them apart. And this movement not just makes you stronger, engages your core, makes you awesome, but it's also helping with the adhesions that keep your shoulder blades kind of stuck to your back. We're doing 5. I think that was 2. So here's 3, 4, and 5. Amazing. Lower yourself down and return to cactus position. So now, find your right hand and spot where your right elbow is and replace the right hand with it and turn the fingers away from you. Then roll onto your left side and bend your knees up. Now the same thing here, become aware of what's happening in that right shoulder, that you can move it a lot of places. And what I recommend is that you begin to push with your right hand, trying to stack the right shoulder on top of the left. And as you do this, I want you to increase the volume of breath slowly. So you're not taking one big huff, puff inhale. You're taking a slow, deep, rich inhale and a slow, meditative, serene exhale. Make a decision to improve your ability to breathe. Excellent. Return. Hands face away, elbows push forward. And Jessica, you can skip these. Everybody else, you're doing it with me. Jessica, just watch the sequence so you see how it's all fits together. Guys, tuck your tailbone. Really, the secret to these is in the core. And you can either do them on your knees or full body as to how spunky you're feeling. 1. Let your shoulder blades move across your whole back. 3, get strong. Push your elbows forward. Keep your head up. 4, 5. Awesome. Lower down. So good. Bring your hands down to your rib cage. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your hands alive. Pick your fingertips up. Press the palms flat. Rise up to upward dog. Jessica, switch this for Anahatasana. Go ahead and lift up. And now from this position, guys, I want you to come to a comfortable seated position, which if you like to sit on your feet, you can sit on your feet, but you can also sit on the mat or on a block. Comfortable is the key here. Okay. Rearrange my yoga jewelry. Next, we're gonna do a breath practice known as Bastrika through each nostril. If you have a stuffy nose, you're probably gonna wanna get a tissue, although there's no one there to see you. So if you have at the moment any inner ear issues or a detached retina, anything that pressure would aggravate, just skip this pranayama and sit and breathe quietly, lengthening your breath. If you feel okay and healthy, it's a really great pranayama. What we do is you're gonna take your right hand, your right thumb will cover your right nostril. You don't push the nose hard, you just gently cover it. Rest your fingers on your forehead. And then you'll do a forceful inhale, forceful exhale through the left nostril. This is done to clear the nadis in the body, and you'll feel a lot stronger afterwards. A really nice pranayama. So we start with the left nostril, right side block. Take your right hand, right thumb covers the right nostril. Put your fingers on your forehead, sit up. And it sounds like this. I'll come a little closer so you guys can hear me. Sounds like this. Begin, clear your left side. And release. Take your right hand off to the right side of your mat in whatever position you're sitting in. Sweep your left arm in front of your body with the palm facing down over your head and just extend, stretching the left side body. Hold your head in neutral. Breathe into your left lung. Relax your face, hint of a smile. Today is a powerful practice. You're going to have an amazing day after all this pranayama. You'll see, you're going to be like, woo, I am spunky now. And go ahead and release and return. So now we're going to use the left hand because this is in asana practice. So you're going to take your left hand, 2 fingers on your forehead. Left thumb covers the left nostril gently. Don't push it too hard. Once you have that position, straighten up, create space in the chest. And forceful inhale, forceful exhale, right side. Clear that channel. Do the diaphragm. Use your diaphragm. Release. Take your left hand to the left side of your body. Begin to lean. Take your right hand, the palm faces down. Sweep it across your body. Try to keep your elbow locked. And I want you to reach, reach, reach with your right side, opening the right rib cage. Hold your head in neutral, so it's moving with the spine, not looking up. And breathe into your right armpit, your right side body. Excellent. Amazing, you guys. Bring your hands onto the mat. Turn your toes under. Press back into downward facing dog. Drop your head through. Pedal your feet. Notice the space in your upper body. We have not done anything with your poor legs, which we're going to remedy right now. So guys, I want you to step your feet off your mat, so wider than your mat. Next, I want you to rotate your feet outward. And see how I keep my toes lifting and alive? Super important. Then begin to bend your knees and feel as if you're sitting back into a chair. Walk your hands forward, so it's almost as if you're trying to grab a bar, but you're tractioning on the mat, and sit back. Keep your feet active and begin to roll the weight to the outside edge of the feet. This will open your hips and it's going to suck, I know. I recommend you make your breathing longer. Long, slow inhale, long, slow exhale. You'll see you actually get a lot stronger and the pose isn't so challenging. Maybe that's what I'm just telling you. It might be a lie. You should try it out and see if I'm right. Test it. Keep rolling your weight to the outside edge. Excellent. Now, as you start to straighten your legs, you can push them even wider. Turn the heels out. Walk your hands forward. Drop your head through. You can always use blocks under the arms if you would like. Excellent. Now plant your palms Shift forward, step your feet back onto your mat. Good. And with your next inhale, tuck your tailbone and just shift to the top of your push-up and hold. You see how rounded my back is? Round your back as much as you can, squeeze your belly, push the mat away, and just hold. Make your breath long. Round your back, exaggerate that position. Excellent. And then exhale back, you can step your feet wide, sink back, bend your knees, take your head through. Excellent. Now with your next inhale, I want you to lift your right leg up towards the sky. And I do recommend trying to straighten the right leg. Then find your left heel and begin to lift it up and down off the mat, trying to get as much height as you can. You can bend your left leg, but try to keep the right one straight. Just try, it might not. Excellent. Now with your next exhale, lift up, finger stands on the right side. Step the right foot forward. So you're coming into a long lunge position. See how I slide that left foot back? Awesome, guys. Now we're gonna stay very active here. Find your right foot and pick up your toes. Squeeze your left leg straight and regulate your breath. Start to feel powerful like a warrior. And you see how I'm rocking here? This is, I'm opening the foot and I'm just like kind of warming up my hips a little bit. It's nice, so feel free to rock a bit. Don't drop your head. Excellent. Now I want you to lower your left knee to the ground, and here's where we get to have even more fun. Take your right elbow onto your right knee. Now you can use a block under your left hand, so right elbow on the right knee. Take your right hand, take your right thumb, cover your right nostril, rest your fingers on your forehead. You're gonna do 8 cycles, I know, of inhale and exhale through the left nostril. So nice, slow breathing, not the Bastrika we did earlier, slow. So it sounds like this. Slow, long breaths, just through the left nostril. And as you're doing it, feel that you're extending that opening, that unblocking all the way down your entire left side. See if you can get the sense of it. Move your breath all the way down to your left toe tips. When you finish all 8, bring both hands to the mat. Begin to pick up your left knee, and I want you to draw your right leg down the mat. So guys, you should have this on gallery view so you can see both images of me at the same size, because I'm using the cameras to show you different parts of my body. Okay, so you see that my feet are wide apart at the edge of the mat, and I'm turning my toes forward. So one foot is not turned out a little bit, turn it totally forward. If anything, a little bit with the heels out. Now, do you like blocks? I like blocks. It's a good time for some blocks. The blocks are directly underneath the shoulder. Once you've found the position that feels groovy to you, I want you to begin to drift from side to side. So you let your hips go one way. You're kind of playing with it and saying, what is my range of motion? Side to side. Ah, delicious. Excellent. Then once you've kind of moved around a little bit, find yourself in the center. And you can even check, try to get your hips so that they're totally flat and in the same plane. And then walk your hands either on the blocks or not, out in front of you. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I want you to bend your right knee. Inhale and lift up halfway. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, I want you to come all the way up to standing. Just give me a second to readjust my camera and stay right there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, right leg is forward. Good. The left is back. Excellent. Let's put some light up my face. There we go. Okay, take your hands and place them on your hips. Your feet are parallel. And I want you to begin to contract your belly and just push your hips forward a little bit, lift up. So hold your hips in neutral, lean back a little bit, push the hips forward, find your lower belly and engage. It's a gentle leaning back. Excellent. Now bend your right knee just a little bit. And I want you to bring your hands into this cactus position. Okay, so we're in a very gentle forward-facing stance. Hands are in a cactus position. Begin to take your elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. Squeeze, squeeze. Very active. You're taking your arms back. Over contract the muscles. Excellent. Release the center. Turn your hands down. Turn your hands down. Same thing. Try to touch your elbows behind your back. It's not going to be easy. Over contract it. Can you bring your hands together? These are quick techniques you can use to get the monkey off your back if you're working at your computer all day. Super, super amazing. Excellent. Release and just shake out your arms. Okay, guys. So just a little bit more fun for you because it's Thursday. So bring your hands under your hips and do your best with this. I want you to start shifting your weight into your right leg. See how I keep my right knee bent? Pick up your left and bring it behind. So my left foot is just behind the right. So you're just balancing here on your right leg. Now begin to engage your core. And here's where we're going to use the core in a standing pose. Engage your core. So I want you to touch your belly and feel that it's engaged. Good. Now with your hips, begin to shift your torso forward. Keep your right knee bent. Very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. And start to stack your hips on top of each other. Keep your right knee bent. Very, very slowly. And just lifting that left leg back. Eventually the left leg straightens. The right stays bent. And if you would like, you can take your right hand down to your right knee. Keep it bent, just for balance. And then maybe take the left one alongside the body. Engage your core. Keep your right knee bent. And just hold. Just hold. Keep the right knee bent. Toes are active. Now, to come out of it, you want to come out nice and slow. Bend the knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Return to the starting position. Come here, guys. Even if you drop the foot, come here. Return to the starting position. Excellent. And then float your left leg back into the pyramid position. Excellent. Hands on your hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and take a forward fold. You don't have to go very low. Excellent. Now bend your right knee. Left knee comes down. Rotate your left foot behind and all the way back to seated. Extend your right leg up. Engage the core. Hello, we're back in the core. Let's do 10 up and down with enthusiasm. That's 1, 2, don't be lazy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All the way up. Hold the leg up. Excellent. Shift forward. Place your right foot on the mat. Bring your hands into prayer. You can skip this transition if it bothers your knees. Otherwise, you lift up and you push with the left leg. Coming into the long lunge position. Bring both your hands inside the right foot. Slide that right leg back. Good. Pick up your right heel. Hug it in towards your shoulder. Pick up the foot And lift it all the way back into your downward facing dog. Very good. Stay there while I adjust my cameras. Okie dokie. So from your downward dog, we're going to take a classic vinyasa. Inhale, top of the push-up, tuck, tuck, tuck. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good. Bend your left leg. Take it all the way up towards the sky. Now try to have the left leg straight. The right one can be bent. Begin to lift your right heel up and down. So your left leg, you want to feel like you're pushing up, like you're pushing against the sky. Just see if you can find what I mean. Using that pushing force, you extend the joints. Push, push, push. And then moving with your next exhale, you exhale and you bring that left leg all the way forward outside the left hand. Then from here, start to slide that right foot back, and we're in a nice long lunge position. Hang out here and open the foot. Make sure you have a lot of space between your feet. Let your legs be strong. Let your willpower be bright and strong. Push the ground away, engage your core, don't give up. And then lower your right knee down to the ground. Traction yourself forward. Bring your left elbow onto your left knee. Left thumb covers the left nostril. And now you have 8 cycles of a long inhale, long exhale through the right nostril. Enjoy. Close your eyes, tune in, and feel if you can extend that breath all the way down to your right toe tips. Just see if you can for no reason at all. And slowly, whenever you're finished, lower the hands down. So this is a primarily Tha asana with Ha activity in the feet. It's a box stance with a slight spinal twist. Now we're going to transition to straighten your legs, slide your left foot down your mat. So you have the outside edge of your left foot touching the mat. Hop the right one wide. Turn the toes forward. And then you can either use blocks here or not, as you wish. But try to get an arch in the spine. And then begin to lean your hips from one side to the other. Your yoga practice will only be as good as you pay attention and you strive to follow these directions. So if I tell you to try to arch your back, and to do that you have to come onto blocks, but you don't want to use blocks because you think that's not spiritual, actually will take a lot longer to get the openness you want. So the arch in the back is necessary to direct the force into the hamstring. So after a few side to sides, settle back in the middle and try to have your hands in a box stance, which means both hips are at the same height. It's as if you could put like a teapot on them and it would balance. And then walk your arms forward, either on blocks or on the mat. Keep your feet active. That means toes lifting. And regulate your breath. See if you can lengthen your breath, breathing through the nose. Widen your nostrils as you breathe so that you can take in more air with less resistance. Excellent. Now bend your left knee a little bit. Inhale up halfway, bring your hands to your hips. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, rising all the way up. Pause there while I adjust my cameras, my loves. Pause there. Okay. And so here we are. Take your hands to your hips. Straighten both your legs. And engage your lower belly and just begin to lean back. So it's the beginning of a back bend, and then lift your chest up, but keep your head looking down your body. Find your lower belly and really control it. Draw it in and out. To have good back bends, we have to have a stable base. Otherwise, you take the force of the back bend into one or two vertebrae in the spine, and that's not good. So here we're building that base. Excellent. Now rise up. Up until this point in the sequence, we've been in box stances, and now we're going to begin transitioning into a lying stance to do a balancing pose. So first, you shift your weight out of the right foot and begin bending your left one. Let me move over so you guys can see me a little better. Then you bring your right leg behind the left knee, just like this, and you bend your left knee, lift your toes up. It's much easier to balance with a bent knee, so keep that left leg bent. Next, you begin to shift. So I'm starting to stack my hips. You want to do this slowly with control. It's not about getting the leg straight. Just try to lift the right hip on top of the left. Just try. And the whole time you're really contracting your core. The core is what gives you the stability. And if you want, you can extend the right leg back and bring your left hand to your left knee so that you realize you're keeping that micro bend. And of course, the right hand can go parallel to the body. Really control what's happening in your belly. If you fall out of the pose, return. Well, I've fallen out of more poses than you've probably tried to do. Falling is not a problem. Giving up is the problem. Good. Then, slowly, with as much control as possible, try to bring that right knee in behind the left, bend the knee. So we return back to this starting position. This is a pose. And then from here, float your right leg back. I of course moved on my mat, so I have to change it. Float it back. Excellent. Reposition the feet. Squeeze your elbows together and fold forward, but not too low. Nice and active. Activate that leg. You guys are doing amazing. I know it's all new moves and sequences and stuff, but hey, why not? Let's be creative. Next, bend that left knee. And shift, you're bringing that right leg across your mat. So now we're in a seated position. Very good. Pick up your left leg, extend. Excellent, up and down. Slow and steady. It's not how high you get the leg, but how straight. You can always take your legs behind you. Always take the legs behind you if you would like. Or arms behind you, sorry, that doesn't make sense. Always take your arms behind you like this for support. Let's do 2 more, that feels around 10. Excellent, now we have this transition. You bring your left foot down, hands come into prayer. Push with your right foot, and you arrive in the long lunge. On the long lunge position, then slide your right leg back. So we're in this nice long lunge. Take your time, guys. We're not hurrying. Pick up your left heel. Hug the knee in. Pick up the foot. And step it back. Hang out in downward dog while I fix my cameras. Those nice boutique country vibes that we have around here. All right. All right, downward dog. Let's take a classic vinyasa. Inhale, top of the push-up. Jessica, you'll substitute the upward dogs for Anahatasana. Elbows bend, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, coming onto all fours. And let's all take a back bend of the shoulder joint, extending your arms out in front of you. Either dropping your forehead onto the mat or your chest and chin. Excellent. Tuck your tailbone, cross your ankles, and go ahead and come to a seated position. Hello, darlings. How's everyone doing? Body is still attached, I think. That's a good thing. Okay. And so from this seated position, we're going to do a little bit more work with the shoulders. So for some of you, this might be some new moves. And the idea here is you want to over contract. So we're opening up here because what usually limits our back bending ability. Thank you, Viviana. Yeah, you're seeing the new poses. It's so nice. What normally limits your back bending ability is not actually the spine, but the tightness in the shoulders. So today we're working a little bit more with the shoulders. And I want you to take your right arm. Let's see what's the easiest way to get into this. And sweep it like this in front of your body so that you can feel like you're twisting the hand. So it's not just, I'm not just holding my hand like this. I'm actually twisting the hand, and you'll feel that your bicep, let's see if I can get a better angle. So this bicep gets very active right now. Okay, so you're just getting this twisting, the elbow goes in, the hand is out in front of you. You're just twisting, and hold that position just with one shoulder. Twisting, twisting, twisting. Good, now I want you to keep the twisting and begin to open the arm out. Keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting. You're gonna find where you have blockages in your arm. Keep twisting all the way back as far as you can. I call this like shadow yoga. It's like we're finding these dark places in the arm. Keep twisting, you're twisting with the hand. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And release. It's always, it unblocks a lot for me, so hopefully it's good for you guys as well. Other side. So you take your left hand out, sweep it across your body, and then the important thing is that you're getting this twisting motion. So I'm trying to turn my hand, and the elbow comes in, and you should check, your biceps should be very active. So you're twisting here, and just holding, really get this elbow in, twisting out. So this is a rotation of the left shoulder joint. It's an external rotation. Excellent, twisting, twisting, and I want you to feel it. Try to over-contract the muscles so you feel the muscles actually in your shoulder working as well. Twisting, 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 and then start to move it out. Keep the angle, keep the long space in the arm, twisting, twisting, all the way back as far as you can, and hold. Excellent, release. Woo. Okay, good. So that was just one round. Now we're going to do it double. Find the same thing. So your elbows come towards each other. You can even try to get them to touch, and your hands are trying to twist out. You should feel like your biceps are really working. Once you have it, open out both arms, twisting. Keep that twisting. Keep it totally active as you go out, out, out. And now I want you to flip it. Opposite with the hands. Twist, twist the opposite. Excellent. Shake it out, guys. You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay. One more time. One more time. This is one of the ways that we can actually get strong biceps in yoga, but you have to work. Twist. Try to get the elbows together. Sit up. It's not easy. Activate that bicep. You're taking your hands away from you as well. You might not be able to get your elbows together and your hands together. It's not a problem, but try. Then pull your hands wide. Lead with the hands wide. Twist. Twist, double external rotation. Look for the edge of your mobility. All the way back, all the way back, all the way back, all the way back. Arch your back, take your hands back, twist, twist, twist. Now flip it. Activate your muscles. Flip it, find the opposite. Twisting. And release. Very good. Very good. Okay, go ahead and place your feet on the mat. Walk your hands back with the fingers facing forward. You're going to get a much deeper stretch here in our evil arm asana than you normally do. That is the name they gave it in Sweden. So I want you to walk your hands as far back as you possibly can. Hug your elbows together. Once you have that position, tuck your chin and push with your feet. Stretch the fascia on the back body. Excellent. Release that. Push your right shoulder forward. Look over the left. Excellent. Push the left shoulder forward. Look over the right. And side to side at your own pace. Doing the work, guys. Actually regulating your breath. Looking for, where is my mobility? Can I push it a little further? Move side to side. Don't be lazy. Don't hope your practice is going to work out. Decide, because you put all of your attention units right here on clearing and cleaning the shoulders. Do what you do when you're doing it. Don't think, don't be distracted. Now is not the time for that. Now is the time to heal your shoulders. Excellent. Release, return to seated. So we're going to do a core activation. Jessica, for you, you'll just pick your feet up and hold. So very gentle. For everybody, I'm going to show the options here, guys. So you have some options. Here's the first one, is just feet very gentle. Second, you bring your hands together, you press them. And I like to cross my thumbs like this. That's optional. Okay, next. You're going to extend your legs down. Keep looking down your front body, lower down, and come up. That's one. It's easier if you bend your knees. Jessica, you'll just hold the first position. Rest as much as you want. Exhale down. Now, if you want to make it harder, straight leg. 2. Exhale down. 3. Keep your head up. Exhale down. 4. Excellent. Exhale down. We're going to 10. 5. Don't give up, guys. 6. If you want to make it easier, bend your knees. 7. Excellent. 8. 9. And 10. And lower your knees. Take your hands behind you with the fingers facing forward. Pick your hips up. Enjoy the back bend. Excellent. Slowly, slowly lowering down. All right. So if you have a block, I recommend you use it for our next practice. And I want you to take your mat and fold it at least once or twice, and feel free to put some sort of padding under your knees. There isn't a benefit to knee pain unless you want to get a date with a surgeon, and that's okay. If you want to use that method, I think there's an easier way. Okay, good. So you're going to come onto your knees and take a block. Now we use the block here so that you can have a gauge for how to keep your femur bones parallel. Okay, parallel means right next to each other, because what happens a lot in this pose is as you start to play with it, the knees come wider and they start to rotate out. That creates a diagonal angle in the spine and lets you cheat and go deeper than you're actually able to maintain. And we want to have an honest practice. All right, so place the block between your thighs. If you're using a block, it's not required, just recommended. Okay. And we have a lot of modifications. Now, what I want you guys to get from this, the most important part, is that you learn to engage your lower abs. It's not about going back, it's about building this strong foundation. Okay, so Jessica, this part is fine for you to do. You're gonna push your hips forward. Push your hips forward, and then you just lean back. Keep your head looking down your body. Jessica, you'll hold here. It's a very nice, gentle, strengthening pose, nothing too intense. Okay, so everybody else, see how I have my hands here in the front of the hips? I want you to feel this area in the front of your hips and see it. Can you make it more spacious? Can you lengthen that area? Because usually it's kind of tucked like this, it's closed. So see, can you lengthen that area? And just lean back and hold. You always want to go too low in these camel poses. Now, as you lengthen here, try to lift the chest up and just hold. Keep your awareness right here. And just hold, lean back. Head is going down the body. We haven't done any crazy shenanigans yet. Release. Set the block off to the side. Find your feet. Bring the big toes together to touch and let the heels come apart. Sit back on your heels. Bring your knees together so they're touching. You can see me in the side camera. Knees together so they're touching. Grab your right knee, lean back and stretch the right ankle. Now see how I lengthen my spine up? And you can even, if you want to finish the pose, place your left hand on the left leg, holding the shoulders in a forward-facing position. So one is not ahead of the other. Lean back, stretch the ankle. Delicious. Switch sides. Make sure your legs are hugging together. Left hand, left knee. Lean back. Straighten your body. Right hand goes down the leg. Try to make it elegant. You never know when you might end up on the Instagram. We want to have perfect form, or at least I want you to have perfect form. It's my yoga vanity. Square your shoulders forward. I want my students to be the best. So if you won't do it for yourself, do it for me. Excellent, release. Okay, good. Second round. Turn your toes under. Take that block, place it between your thighs if you're using the block. Okay, so first position, come to the first position. Jessica, you stay here and do the same thing again, focusing on opening the front of the hips only. Don't go back too far, just focus right here. It's the most important part, actually. Okay, good. So everybody else that wants to go deeper, and you don't have to, first you're going to lean back and you're going to get the alignment. Puppies, puppies, puppies. You're going to get the alignment in the front of the hips. Push forward. I may have to get my puppies, puppies, puppies. Next, take your hands, thumbs face out, and place them on your thighs. Before doing anything, lift your chest up and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Okay, this is enough. If you want to go further, you're going to roll your neck. So you're trying to touch the back of the head to the C7. So your neck, your head's not just hanging back there. You're really rounding the neck. And then lean back a little bit more. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep trying to go up. Open the front of the hips. Don't hurry, guys. Don't hurry out of the pose. And release. So now remove the block. And this time I want you to keep your toes turned under. Bring your feet together. So now the big toe touches and the heel touches. Begin to sit back. If you want to make it easier, you can place the block here. And sit up a little higher. You can also sit back on your feet. Okay, so the purpose of these camel poses is to do something that's not super hard. You know, maybe it's anywhere from a 4 to a 7 for you. So it's not super hard, but to hold it for a longer duration. Because in this duration, when we hold it just something a little more gentle than our full ability, for a longer duration, you'll actually see a greater improvement. It's one of the tricks. A few more breaths here. Open your feet. To make it more intense, you lean back more. To make it less intense, you lean forward. But you'd need to get your feet open. When you decide to actually perfect yoga poses, you have to perfect everything all the way to the fingertips. Meaning you have to know exactly what every joint in the hand is doing as well. And the feet being locked is a big, it'll slow you down. Yeah, locked feet, it has a big effect. All right, third time, guys. Stay with me, stay with me. I know it's intense. And if you're feeling worn out, because today is like a strong practice, please just do this, just shifting the hips forward, getting this openness and trying to rise out of the lumbar spine, because usually we just lean back, which actually compresses here. So get the foundation of the pose first and just practice that. Shift forward, you can keep your gaze down your body, open this area, rise out of the hips, and then if you want, you can turn your hands back, slide them down your legs. Okay, now you don't have to look back. You're going to begin to dip back and forward. If you want to look back, you have to roll your head all the way back, trying to touch your neck. You're just going to dip up and down. Keep rising out of the spine, 6 to 10 times, depending on what you like. And release. Well done, yogis. That's going to make you sassy today. Slowly unroll your mat. These back bending practices are also part of Nadi Shodhana, clearing of the energy channels. Nadi means energy channel. Shodha, Shuddhi, or Shodhana, any variation, means to purify or cleanse. Back bending does that. Turn your toes under and press back into your downward dog. Walk your feet wide. Notice how your body feels. Drop your head through. Pedal from side to side. Regulate your breathing. Now, guys, I recommend if you have tight hamstrings that you use this little trick where you take your feet wider than your mat, because this allows you to make downward dog a hamstring opening pose. So it's like you get an additional element, which is nice. But only if you have tight hamstrings. If you don't, then use any foot position. Awesome sauce. So now, step your feet together. Inhale to the top of your push-up. Exhale, right hand to the center of the mat. Stack your feet and just lower down. Lowering your right hip down onto the mat. And go ahead and walk your right hand forward. Stack your legs. Oof. So don't bend this elbow. If it's really intense, just walk the hand forward more. Even it's legal to come onto your elbow, although you would want to use this foundation. Find the place where this side stretch is good for you. Then squeeze your legs together and stack them. Now, find that left hip and see if you can shift it forward just a little bit until you find your particular sweet spot in this side pose. And then notice your breath. And what do you think I want you to do with the breath? If I was going to give you a breath instruction right now, what do you think it would be? I just want to see if all these months and months and months of teaching online classes, if you're picking up, what would I tell you to do right here with the breath? See if you can remember. Amazing. Go ahead and rise out, coming onto all fours. And then take your right hand and turn the fingers back so the top of your hand is on the ground. Spread your fingers, press down. Move a little bit from side to side. Excellent. Release. Back to your downward dog. Notice how from that one pose, you feel an increase in length on the right side. So let's even that out. Shift forward to the top of your push-up. Bring your left hand to the center of the mat. Stack and lower down. Now take a moment here to just adjust and find where's the right placement for your hand. Remembering that we don't want this elbow bent. We want to lock the elbow. If it hyperextends, it's not a problem. This is a Asana. Stack your legs on top of each other. And then just begin to shift that right hip a little bit forward. And direct your breath into the left side body. I want you to see if you can imagine what I would tell you to do with the breath. Just see, what should you do with your breath here? See if you remember, see if you can create it, and do what you know. Amazing. Release. Return to all fours. Take your left hand, turn the fingers back so the top of the hand is on the mat. Just notice if you have that bend and correct it. Shine the eye elbow forward and release your left hand. So the sequence for today was meant to give you a lot of energy in a few hours. You'll see what I mean. But we have to seal it, so I know we're a little longer than usual, so I need about 10 more minutes, guys, to finish this sequence properly. Okay, good. So just release. Cross your ankles. Sit back. Next, I want you to take your legs in front of you in a diamond shape, and you can have your feet together, or you can have them apart, but the knees are bent. And then you need to find some sort of object around you. So this can be anything. You can use any object, but I need you to put your head on something. It can be a pillow, a block, a table, something. You have to make contact with your head. And yogis who usually do diamond pose, try this variation. So you see that I have my feet just a little wider, but we still have this bend. It just isolates a different area. So I want you to make a connection with your forehead somewhere. And begin to fold forward. Your head has to make a connection with something, otherwise the weight of your head will be too much for the spine. Begin to fold forward, making contact. The head goes either onto your mat, onto the blocks, onto the pillows, onto the table. Doesn't matter how high up you are, but it matters that you have the support you need. Then I want you to bring your attention to the base of your spine, your coccyx bone, so the very base, not your lower back, the very base of your spine. And I want you to breathe. So from your nose to your coccyx bone, so you feel the inhale going all the way there, and the exhale rising from there. Now as you do this, please widen your nostrils. So the base of the nostrils, just widen them so you increase your airflow. Good, enjoy. Do the visualization, don't become distracted, don't think about it, do the drill. Slowly rising up. If you have a block, you're going to take the block and place it underneath your thoracic spine. Straighten your legs so when you come down onto the mat, you lower your chest on top of the block. Now, it may feel better for you to put something, either a pillow or another block, underneath your head. You'll rest with your palms up And instead of a regular Savasana, unless you prefer, you can take regular Savasana. Otherwise, you'll take it with the block, and it's high up, not under your lumbar spine. High up. So you make your decision on which Savasana you would like, if you want to do it, the block under the spine or regular Savasana. And then allow yourself to settle. Do a body scan, make sure everything is civilized, make sure nothing doesn't need to be adjusted or changed. And then as you settle in, start to soften your face and let your eyelids be heavy. Find the skin on your body, whether it's touching the mat, covered by clothes, or open to the air. And become aware of your skin. You feel the skin covering your toes, tops of your feet. Feel it wrapping all the way up your legs, knees, thighs, belly, back, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Feeling the entirety of your skin covering your body. And then I want you to imagine that you can release the skin. As if you were easing any tension in the skin. Allowing the skin to totally relax. And as it does, feeling an expansion of the boundary of the physical body ever so slightly. Relaxing the skin all over the body. Relaxing the skin all over the body. And then move your attention 1,000 feet beneath you in the earth and release the body from that place. Give yourself permission for the next little while. Just let the body take care of the body. Feeling yourself becoming more like sky. Feeling the air in the room around you. Air outside the building. The vastness of the sky as it wraps around the entirety of the world. And then with your next inhale, and returning back into your body. Spreading fingers and toes and feeling as if you're in a most sacred temple. And then when you're ready to rise up, you'll push your elbows into the mat and just bring yourself up to a seated position. And to close our practice, we're going to rest with our palms facing down on the knees. This will direct your respiration to the lower lungs, palms down. Lean back slightly, relax your face. And have the discipline to become absolutely still just for a few moments, making no excuses. Become still. And with your next inhale, reaching your arms over your head in a gesture of inviting the light and clarity into your life. The exhale, bringing your hands in front of your heart, a gesture of sharing with all sentient beings. Namaste, my loves. I hope you enjoyed today's class. It was nice and sassy. Hello, Doris. I miss you, my dear. Miss you, Doris. And Vanessa Perot, my love. Are you back in Lima, or are you still like out in the country? Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you. Love it. Shadow yoga. Yeah, this is very specific stuff that show you where you have these dark lines, like shadows. And it's intense, but it removes a lot of stuff. So guys, share the classes this week, and I love you guys, and I'll see some of you guys at 2 o'clock for our lecture in Bandas. It was delicious. Yeah, super, super fun. Yeah, oh, 1 p.m. Lima. 2 p.m. if you're on the East Coast, 1 p.m. Lima. See you guys. Enjoy the post effects. You're going to feel amazing today. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Viviana. Great to see everybody. Thank you so much, Karina. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Thursday, my powerful yogis.